Hey guys, and welcome back to Ryan's Edc Opinionarium. Today we're going to be having a look at the ROCKTOL ST02. This guy was sent over by ROCKTOL, kind of just unsolicited, but I do appreciate it, and we're going to be having a look at this tool in a semi-long term. Of course, the 2-week review. Package is kind of hard to open, and from the looks of it, this is kind of the half a multi-tool trend that's been going around, except they pre-made it for you instead of having to actually take the tool apart. So let's have a look at this guy. I believe they run for about $25 standard. We checked out the I think it was the ST05, and it was like kind of a replica of the Surge. I was very impressed with it, actually. So let's have a look at this guy. Yeah, literally just like half of a multi-tool crammed into one thing, except they replaced the pivot where the pliers would be seated in this half with a 1/4-inch bit driver, double-sided with the clickies. So first impressions, it feels pretty nice. It feels like half a multi-tool. I would like to see that be locking, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see that locking, though, if possible. We'll give it testing. On the second video, I'll have some footage of really cranking down on this. So we've got scissors, some decent looking scissors. Let's try it on the. A good test is to see if it can cut through its own plastic, which it can. At first I thought it might not, but looks like it does. And then some cardboard, which it came with. A little bit rough on the thumb, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let's try quadrupling this and see what happens. Okay, with some work and a little bit of pain, it does cut through 4 layers of this thin cardboard. Could you guys see that? I'm sorry, that's my bad. Leaning too far forward here. So it does cut through 4 layers of this little thin cardboard pretty decently. Just fine. I do have a little bit of paracord here we can test. You guys should really see this. If my desk wasn't such a mess right now, I'd show you, but, and also my setup is such a pain, but there's literally a little drawer over here, and I just had paracord like poking out of it, and now it's like a tape measure that I just pull some to freaking test with. Okay, so it doesn't do too well on paracord. Let me try bunching it up. Okay, it does that. When you bend it in half, it's fine. So there's the paracord test. That's a liner lock on that side. We have a primary blade, which looks a lot like the Leatherman blade. Not too uncommon in these Chinese tools. Cuts pretty well. Pretty decent edge on there. I don't know if it's shaving sharp. We're getting a couple of hairs, but not like razor sharp, but that's fine. It's a more serviceable edge if you want something long lasting. And then let's check out our bottom side tools. We have a micro driver, that guy, full-size flathead, decently sharp awl, reamer, and can opener. One test I have available to me right now is I have a big number 10 can sitting next to me from work that I washed out. So, full-sized. We can just... I didn't think this through. This camera angle is really awkward, but we're going to see if it can do this without... Oh, that's the... I have a light sitting right in front of this arm that is attached to the jig that holds the phone, so I'm trying not to smack you guys around. Number 10 cans are notoriously more thick than a standard home can. Let me just get this off camera and work at it. So I have actually bent a Leatherman can opener on one of these before because they're so thick. But I was really going at it in a rush, so let's see. And I'm not going to do this whole can, but... So we got through that portion. It's kind of jagged, probably because of that first bit with the camera angle. I was really trying. It did not bend out of shape, and it appears it didn't damage the edge at all, so it's at least a good enough steel to hold up to that. Again, we got about yay far. See that from the inside. I'm going to save the rest of that can for other can openers to try. Probably not any more of these ones. I don't know, unless it's been a long time. Let's see how sharp the wire stripper is there. I know this isn't wire, but I'm curious if it can cut. Let me pull out the insides then. I'd have to actually get some wire. It looks pretty sharp, but that doesn't speak to actually being sharp. So, yeah, and I don't have any spare cords around I can just, you know, destroy. So, that seems to work pretty well. Another thing I like to test is like how, like with steels, I can take a Leatherman awl and I can punch a hole in the number 10 can. You're asking why, and that's reasons. So let's just see. Is that an issue? The tip held up just fine. Doesn't seem to have bent at all. And the edge still seems perfectly fine as well after reaming. So that's something. That's actually something. I do wonder where I left my torture board. Is it down here still? No, I don't see it. Anyways, I'll do some more like hard tests with this stuff afterwards. And again, we just have a little micro driver, which is really sharp. I bet that would do glasses just fine. Yes, I do wear glasses. Very dirty ones. Yeah. That'll work on a pair of glasses just fine. So, all those are checks. That means that, you know, they have it precise enough that this actually functions how it's supposed to. The two things, again, that I would like to see are maybe a locking mechanism on this aside from a slip joint, although that is pretty sturdy, so I'll see if it collapses while really trying to drill into something. I do like that it's a double-sided bit. They left it large enough for that, which means you could probably get Leatherman bits and throw them in here too. Being a slip joint, some people might see that as a no, but I've seen plenty of slip joint bit drivers before that have worked. For instance, the Leatherman curl. Everything held up exceptionally. The only little thing that I found really annoying was actually just the tab on here could be a little bit less sharp. If they just bent this a little bit more, or maybe just kind of rounded that corner a little bit better, it would be a lot more comfortable to use. As for right now, if you just move your thumb back so the corner isn't digging in, it's just fine. The only other thing I think is if we could get the pocket clip maybe, and let me think about this. So you're carrying it tip up, and that's the proper orientation, but because of where the clip is, it's kind of a little, I don't know, it's manageable. It's not like a huge issue to get the knife blade out. It's just a little bit more awkward because of that hump right there. As for how well the clip holds on, this is a very thin cardboard box, and it holds on to it just fine. If you have a really thick pant, I suppose I can try. That looks almost reasonable. Yeah, it clips on there just fine. About that much will be poking out on top there. It's not super deep carry, but it's also not like ridiculously large, like poking out of your pocket. So overall, I'm actually liking this quite a bit. We will be reviewing this. Oh, one of my lights went out. How unfortunate. Here, let me see. Nope, it's dead. Alright, well, that's a pretty good indicator that we've said everything we can say. That is the ROCKTOL ST02. Again, I will be carrying this for 2 weeks in the lieu of our Multitool. I might still carry my Multitool just for plier tasks, but otherwise I'll be using this exclusively. So I'll be back with the second review on this guy. I thank you for dropping by and watching my video. If you're interested in this tool, I will have a link to it in the description below. I am not affiliated, although this tool was provided to me from ROCKTOL. Thank you for watching, guys. I will be back in 2 weeks with another video. Subscribe if you like this stuff. Don't subscribe if you don't. And see ya.